Chapter 14, The Cay. One very hot morning in July, we were down on North Beach, where Timothy had found a patch of calico scallops not too far offshore. It was the hottest day we've ever had on the Cay, so hot that each breath felt like fire. And for once the trade wind was not blowing. Nothing on the Cay seemed to be moving. North Beach was a very strange beach anyway. The sand on it felt coarser to my feet. Everything about it felt different, but that didn't really make sense since it was only about a mile from South Beach. Timothy explained, "De North is all a bleak beach on an island," but he couldn't say why. He had just brought some calico scallops ashore when we heard a rifle shot. He came quickly to my side, saying, "Dad be trouble." Trouble, I thought. It meant someone had found the Cay. That wasn't trouble. Excited, I asked, "Who was shooting?" "The sea," he said. I laughed at him. "The sea can't shoot a rifle." "A crack like de rifle," he said, worry in his voice. "I can It can make de shot all right, all right. It be telling us a very bad storm is coming, Philippe, a tempest." I couldn't quite believe that. However, there had been distinctly a crack like a rifle or a pistol. He said anxiously, "De waves do it. Somewhere far off beyond de Grenaders or in de pesky bit off Honduras, a hurricane is spawning, young bass. I feel it. We'd heard was a wave passing dis little humbug point." I heard him sniffing the air as if he could smell the hurricane coming. Without the wind, there was a breathless silence around our Cay. The sea, he told me, was a smooth green jelly, but already the water was getting cloudy. There were no birds in sight. The sky, he said, had a yellowish cast to it. "Come along, we have much to do. De calico can wait till de own self till after the tempest." We went up our hill. Now I knew why he had chosen the highest point of land on the Cay for our hut. Even so, I thought the waves might tumble over it. The first thing Timothy did was to lash our water keg high on a palm trunk. Next, he took the remaining rope that he had tied it to securely around the same sturdy tree. "In case the tempest reached us high, lock your arms over the rope and hang on, Philip." I realized then why he had used our rope sparingly, why he had made my guidelines down to the east beach of vines instead of rope. Every day I learned something new that Timothy had done so we could survive. During the afternoon, he told me this was a freak storm because most did not come until September or October, August sometimes, seldom in July. But this year the sea be angry with all the death upon it, the war. The storms bred, Timothy said, in the eastern North Atlantic, south of Cape Verde Islands in the fall, but sometimes when there were freaks and early, they bred much closer in a triangle off the northeast tip of South America. Once in a while, in June or July, sometimes made up not far from Provincia and San Andreas, near us. The June ones were only pesky, but the July ones were dangerous. "Dis be a western storm, I be guessing. De outrageous strong when dey come," he said. Even Stu Cat was nervous. He was around my legs whenever I moved. I asked Timothy what we should do to protect him. He laughed. "Stu Cat be going up to Palm on de lee side if in it be getting too terrible. Don't worry about Stu Cat." Yet I could not help but worry. The thought of losing either of them was unbearable. If something bad happened on the Cay, I wanted it to happen to all of us. Nothing changed during the afternoon, although it seemed to get even hotter. Timothy spent a lot of time down at the raft, stripping off everything usable and carrying it back up the hill. He said we might never see it again, or else it might wash up the hill so that it would be impossible to launch. Timothy was not purposely trying to frighten me about the violence of the storm. He was just being honest. He had good reason to be frightened himself. In 1928, I be on the Haiti Red Stout of Antigua, and the tempest hit. The wind outrageous, and the old schooner break up like chips falling for the axe. I wash ashore from the sea, so wild man no man believe it. No other man from the Haiti Red cat live 'cept me. I knew the wild sea from long ago was much on Timothy's mind all afternoon. We had a huge meal late in the day, much bigger than usual, because Timothy said we might not be able to eat for several days. We had fish and coconut meat. We each drank several cups of coconut milk. Timothy said the fish might not return to the reef for at least a week. He noticed that they had already gone to deep water. After we ate, Timothy carefully cleaned his knife and put it in the tin box. which he lashed high on the same tree that held our water keg. We ready, Philippe, he said.